Hey everyone, this is Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor from the Balance Doctor Show, and I hope that you are prepared for a wonderful adventure. I am so excited because I'm getting the opportunity to just talk to you today on the Balance Doctor Show about how you can travel with your family and keep your sanity. Do you know how important that is to be able to travel and keep your sanity? From a balance perspective, it's everything. So the more you prepare in advance, the better your life will be. And so today's show is about how to balance life when you're traveling with your children and keeping your sanity at the same time. The things that I'd like to make sure you are aware of is make sure that you plan in advance as much as possible. The more you plan, the better your life will be. Call the hotel that you're planning to stay at. Find out if they're having any construction work being done. That is critically important because you can call and make this grandiose reservation all you desire. And when you get there, the pool is under construction or they're renovating a certain area and it's not able to be used. That's something that is important when you're dealing with your children because the children are expecting to be able to hop in the pool and they don't want to hear any reason why they cannot do that. So you want to make sure that you call in advance, get all of the details, find out what time the pool is open, what time the weight room is open, what time dinner and restaurant hours are, or do they have room service? How often, if you're taking pets with you, make sure that you actually also plan to make sure that it's a pet-friendly location. All of those things you have to do in advance prior to your arrival at your hotel. Number two, make sure that you plan in advance what the itinerary will be. You want to make sure that you have an idea of what you're going to do when you get to that destination. If you already know that your children would like to visit the zoo, or they want to go to the museum, or they like to do an amusement park, or would love to just be able to do movie theater time, whatever it is that you're going to be planning with your children, make sure you get the opportunity to plan that itinerary in advance. If you do that, again, things will go very smoothly for you because now you know exactly what the cost is to be able to get into the place. You know what the weather is because you've checked that in advance. And you know which day would be best while you're on your trip with your family to be able to go to certain destinations and certain locations. How much is it going to cost? How many hours do you want to spend there? What day is going to work best for the whole picture so that everyone gets the opportunity to have an enjoyable time? If you're going to go to the aquarium, then what are the hours? Especially if you're going to the zoo, you want to know what is the best time to go so that they can see the animals in action versus taking a nap. What good is paying hundreds of dollars going to the zoo if you have a large family and they're grazing or napping or relaxing and now they've just been fed and it's not a good time? So you want to make sure that you get all of those details, all of those kinks worked out as much as possible. Make sure that that is happening. Let me make sure that you can see me on here. Okay. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that each child has their own backpack. If they have their own backpack, they can pack it with specific items. It's perfect. Nobody has to worry about whether you have my charger or you have my electronics or did you have my pack of pens or my pencils? No, everyone should pack all of their own items and it works totally beautiful. Nobody is stressed whatsoever. You have your own charger, your own devices, your own coloring pads, your own crayons, your own coloring books, whatever it is that you need should be in your own backpack. That way there's no confusion. And then it just makes it like so much less stressful because when you go and you deal with each child individually, your children can actually claim their things. And if somebody lost their charger, then obviously they have to borrow it from their other sibling. But at least we know when we're traveling as a family, we have all of our children pack their own individual bags. And that makes life so much smoother for you as a mom. Everything that I'm saying to you, especially if you're a mother, these are tips that work. And if you implement them, I can promise you, you'll be calling or emailing and saying, thank you. You just totally saved my life here because my life is better from a balanced perspective. If you're traveling on a flight, point number 4, make sure that if you're traveling with small children and you're traveling on a flight, know that when you get through the security guard, through the security entrance, you're going to have your child taken out of the stroller and you're going to have to remove your shoes and your belt and things like that. So make sure that if you're traveling with small children that you put on like some flip-flops or something very easy for you to remove as mom. And that way your life is simple. It's simple. You're not stressed out at all. You just slip your shoes off, take baby out of the car seat or out of the stroller. And the reason I say car seat is because I do recommend that you get those car seats that have the roller wheels on them. That way you're taking your car seat and your baby's already in the car seat, and both are being checked through the security checkpoint. That's a simple thing to do if you're able to do that. Now, if you would like to check your car seat at the gate, then you can definitely do that when you first come in, and maybe buy a special covering for your car seat so that when you check it, it's covered and it's not damaged. Because when they're throwing it through the actual baggage claim, it's something that's going to be handled just the way that they handle luggage. And you know how dirty your luggage can look after it's been through handling of the baggage claim area. That's the same thing that would happen with your child's car seat. So all kinds of germs could be on that car seat if you do not buy a special covering. Now, another thing that people do is they actually will buy a seat sometimes for the car seat, which is fine. And if that works best for you, feel free to do that. And that's definitely another option. People also buy seats for their children, their younger infants, so that way they can lift the handle and spread out, and mom and baby can have two seats to work from versus just the one. These are all tips that I've applied to my own life over the years, and I know that they are extremely helpful. They've helped me with my sanity, and I believe that they could help you as well. But you can also wait until you get to the location, and if you've rented a car, you can actually ask for a rental car seat. I've done that on many occasions over the course of years when I was traveling with corporate America, and it worked lovely. I didn't have to travel with my car seat. I got to the rental car company and asked them, hey, can I also rent my infant a car seat? And it was a nice new looking car seat that I was able to have for the week that I was traveling. So these are things that have worked very well for me, and I really hope that they help you as well. Baby milk. If you are dealing with an infant and you're dealing with breastfeeding and you've stored some milk, especially if it's over 100 milliliters, you can actually still carry that milk through the airport as well. But they do scan it and screen it. So I don't want you to get there and be like, what are you doing to my milk? That sounds kind of nasty. What are you doing to my milk? Okay. But actually, they will screen it, because we know with terrorists and all types of things that are happening in today's society, everything's going to get screened. But you need the milk that you stored for your baby. So make sure that you do take that. Let me think of another thing. It's a lot when you're going through the airport. So make sure, again, that you're wearing comfortable clothing and things that can be easily removed so that you're not later stressed out about having to stand there and pretty much undress you and your child down to where they feel comfortable for you going through security, and you have not done so thinking about it in advance. If you think about it in advance, then you're prepared better when the situation happens up. You'll also have to take the baby, as I shared with you earlier, out of the stroller. So don't get there, especially if you let one of your other children go through, then maybe have that child go through and be able to hold the baby after the baby goes through the security checkpoint. Or if it's another adult traveling with you, then let one adult go through first, and then let the baby get scanned and get handed off to the next parent. Because I've been in the airport and I've seen parents dealing with infants, and they are like holding them, and it's like, mad pandemonium. You don't need that. You want to be able to have some kind of pre-planned teamwork. My husband and I, when we were traveling with our really small children at the time, we had a strategy in place that actually worked pertaining to how we would get through airport security and the checkpoints. Especially now, I travel with my husband and I with our daughter, and she's been diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. And when we travel, we have to take her life vest machine with us, and they pretty much really have to do some serious dissecting and scanning and brushing to make sure that that's not something that's a problem through TSA. And so if we know that already, my husband, the thing is, he has more stress pertaining to that than I do. They don't check me as thoroughly as they do him pertaining to the whole life vest machine. For me, they understand, Mom, my daughter has lung disease situation, and they work through quickly and hurry up and get the two of us through. But with my husband's dealing with the machine, they have that thing like totally taken apart, digging in every little outlet. Is pretty interesting to witness. So you want to make sure that you get the opportunity to do those things. The biggest goal when you're traveling is to be able to hurry up and get to your destination and be able to have fun with your family. You don't want to have so much stress that by the time you get to your travel, to your destination, that it defeats the whole purpose, because everyone's stressed out and no one has a good time. These are lifelong memories that you're creating with your family. And they're memories that you can never go back and recapture. So when you have a moment and a memory that you are trying to capture with your family, you definitely want to seize that opportunity and don't take it for granted, because in some cases those memories will never come back again. Even if you do go to try to recreate them again in the future, it's never the same. So seize every moment and take advantage of every opportunity to be able to spend that time with your family and your loved ones and your children, and have a blast on your trip. Wherever it is that you're going, make the most of it and enjoy your moments together as family. Because how often do you get a chance to just really enjoy away time with you and your family? And it should matter. So I really hope that these tips today have really helped you be able to know how to travel with your children and also be able to keep your sanity. I'm Kim Jacobs. I'm the Balance Doctor. And today you were tuned into the Balance Doctor Show with me as your host. Listen, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love for you to be able to like and follow all of the different social media sites that we have. We are on Tumblr, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. We're out there. Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. And I would love for you to be able to express and share with all of your friends that you're tuned into this show and you would like for them to be a part of the Balance Doctor Show with Kim Jacobs. So until we connect again, I hope that I've been helpful to someone, and thank you for allowing me to be your Balance Doctor and to help bring balance to the world, one household at a time. You have a fantastic day, and I will look forward to connecting with you again soon.